Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is Scott from the Nibiru channel. It is April 7th, 2017, and this video has absolutely nothing to do with Planet X, the Nemesis solar system, or Nibiru. What this has to do with is the almighty dollar and revenue generated by Google and YouTube. A few weeks ago, there was an advertiser, which is Google, and Google is not really a technical company or a technology company. They are simply an advertising company because 75% of their revenue comes from advertising. And we all know that whenever you click onto a YouTube video, you see the banner ads, the rolling ads, or the full page ads. Now, these ads are paid for by advertisers. The same thing applies at Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and blogs and internet websites. Advertisers pay for this type of digital advertising. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I spent 22 years of my life in international advertising. And when I started my career, there was no internet advertising. It was simply television and cable TV advertising, newspaper, periodical, magazines, direct mail marketing, things of that nature. But as I grew in my career and the age of the internet came about, the age of digital advertising came upon the entire world. Google and YouTube are advertising companies. They're not technology companies. Once again, 75% of the revenue comes from this form of advertising. So, the point that I'm trying to make, there's been a big shakeup within Google and YouTube, and a lot of their major advertisers have pulled out, canceled their contracts, and are now boycotting Google and YouTube because of a number of reasons. And these reasons go into YouTube channels that promote hate and very, very controversial subject matter. Now, this subject matter does not include the researching of our solar system and Planet X. It just does not include that information. Now, I did have a very long conversation yesterday with a YouTube representative. It is very, very rare to get any of these people on the phone. However, I requested a phone call back because I disguised myself as being a new advertiser, and I wanted to go over information on putting together a marketing plan. So naturally, I did receive the phone call back from one of their advertising representatives at Google. And immediately upon getting this individual on the phone, I uncovered the true reason for my phone call. The individual was very knowledgeable of what was happening. We had a 1 hour long conversation, and they detailed to me a lot of the changes that are going to be occurring within the corporation of Google, but specifically geared towards YouTube. However, because YouTube was set to lose $750 million from the ad revenue from the major corporations that were going to boycott YouTube, YouTube decided to go back through the entire catalog of YouTube creators. That means me and every other individual who has a YouTube channel and actually puts out legitimate creator content videos. What they did was they went back, and their computer systems are able to go back and do like an audit and a monitoring of all videos on your channel. Now, on my channel, I have almost 600 videos and almost 11 million views. I have 51,000 subscribers on the Nibiru channel and almost 11,000 on the Planet X channel, Planet X News. What all YouTube creators have been noticing is the ad revenue which you as a viewer do not pay. The advertisers pay for this. Google takes the majority of your money. YouTube takes a portion of your money, and you're left with anywhere between 5 cents and 10 cents per view. Now, a lot of people think that you make tens of thousands of dollars every single month on YouTube, but you know, in all actuality, you would have to put up over 5 to 10 million views a month to have that type of income. Now, normally, my Nibiru channel would put up about 1.2 million views in the course of 28 days, and that is their actual pay cycle that YouTube generates. You can make a living on YouTube, but you have to have a massive viewership. 51,000 subscribers is a decent size YouTube channel. However, back in October, when the internet was transferred over to the UN, I pretty much lost half of my viewers over in Europe, which legitimately cut down the viewership to my channel from 50,000 to about 20,000. Going back through the videos that I've produced, they're only generating, if I'm lucky, 10, 15, 20,000 views. Where before this whole transfer of the internet power to the UN, there were a lot of my videos that were reaching 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 200,000 views. Now, YouTube does have very sophisticated algorithms with their computer systems. They do have the ability to censor you. They do have the ability to make a lot of changes to your channel, and you will not even know about it. What I've noticed over the period of the last 2 weeks is most of all of the revenue that I had with both of my channels has completely disappeared. It's like watching your bank account dwindle to nothing, but you're not spending the money. It's just disappearing. And the same is applying for subscribers. Now, I have written several letters to YouTube, and I've gotten back very specific replies stating that they are going through some changes. And these changes will eventually benefit YouTube creators such as myself. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to cut down to brass tacks. In the course of a week and in the course of a month, I do this full time. The reason why I do it full time is because this requires full attention and full time. In the course of a day, I put in anywhere between 12 to 14 hours doing the investigations, going through emails, going through photographs, going through videos, answering emails, and producing the video content that you watch. Now, if you think it's easy to produce a video in good quality, well, try it. There's a lot of video software that you have to buy. There's a lot of pre-planning, editing, voiceover, things of that nature. Very rarely do you see a video on my channel which is just scrolling pictures and music. Every now and then I do put one out there, but the majority of my content, you are listening to me, and we're going over specific information. So that is actually a YouTube creator. Somebody who just opens up a YouTube channel and just shows a bunch of pictures and throws some music in there. That's really not creator content. Now, there are a lot of YouTube channels that have moved away from YouTube to other venues like Vimeo, and there's a few other ones out there. But the power of YouTube and how it has grown over the years makes YouTube the #1 platform around the world to get your point out there. Now, back in July of 2016, the reason why I opened up my YouTube channel and dedicated myself and the investigations into Planet X. I chose YouTube because I was going to be able to reach a large number of people. Then you ask, well, why do you choose to place the ads on your videos? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the algorithms that are produced by YouTube are very, very sophisticated, probably the most sophisticated in the world. And because YouTube and Google are advertising companies, if you do not choose to put these ads on your videos will be dropped all the way to the bottom of the list, which means nobody will be able to find your videos. No one will be able to see these videos. YouTube wants to bring the advertising up front, and that's one of the main reasons why this platform is set up this way. Now it seems that they are crucifying the YouTube creators by taking all of their money, all of their revenue. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, here's the bottom line. The creators of YouTube and YouTube channels, well, we do all the work. We literally put in the hours to create these videos and bring you the information, whether they make you laugh, whether they make you cry, or whether they open up your eyes. There are several things that are going to be occurring at YouTube, which are going to be beneficial to channels like mine and a lot of the other channels that report on Planet X. You know that we have a very, very big problem with people in the comment sections, what they call YouTube trolling. Now, during my conversation with this YouTube representative, we did touch on the subject of this YouTube trolling, this hate speech, the vulgarity of the comments, and also the infiltration of other channels that are so-called debunking channels. Now, in the course of a week, YouTube removed 223 spam accounts from my YouTube channel. These were fake YouTube channels by fake people. They've eliminated all of them. They sent me a notification in my email letting me know that if I saw missing subscribers, that would be the reason. Now, let's get into the debunking channels. And there are a lot of these channels out there. They do not use their own content. And what they do is they simply go to your YouTube channel, they use your video, and they basically sit there and talk crap on your video using your content. Well, as soon as everything is done with YouTube and all of the adjustments that they're making, there are going to be new rules for this type of content that channels are producing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy from New Zealand, Dazza the cameraman, the other channel, Astronomy Live, Fact or Fiction. Ladies and gentlemen, these YouTube channels, they're basically there for a reason. They don't use their own content. They use your content on your channel to try to make you look like a fool. Well, these channels are now going to be considered harassing channels. And this is just not me telling you this. I'm going to show you the information coming from YouTube. They're going to start eliminating these channels, and some of these channels are monetized and receiving revenue. Now, if these channels do not have 10,000 legitimate subscribers, they will not be able to monetize their videos, and they will not be able to make money wreaking havoc on other channels. That is coming very, very soon. As far as people in the comment sections spewing their hatred, using vulgar language and threatening language, and just being complete pains in your rear end, all you're going to have to do is report these people. And if YouTube sees that their channel is, kind of new, there's no content on it, they're going to be able to go back and trace what these individuals are doing on other people's channels. If this channel is deemed a spam account, it will be deleted, terminated, and their IP address will be blocked, which means they would actually have to go out and get new internet service, because the IP address for their cell phone or their internet service at their home is going to be blocked. That's good for us because it is a real pain having to deal with these people because they absolutely have nothing better to do. Now, as far as YouTube goes, well, they are literally raping every single YouTube creator on their entire platform. They went back, they're doing an audit. They're making an excuse that this audit is going to go back through and it's going to examine and make sure that each and every one of your views was a credible view. Therefore, they will pay you the few cents of advertising money. Wow. Well, that's where all of the YouTube creator money has gone. Disappeared daily. So I put up over 100,000 views. I would expect the revenue to go up. No, it disappeared. Now, I spoke to other YouTube channels. They are actually in the negative. It's like YouTube saying, hey, you owe us money now, which is absolutely wrong. And what they're doing is they're trying to compensate their pockets for losing $750 million in revenue from their major advertisers. Well, that definitely hurts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the course of a month, I've calculated many times before, I usually put in anywhere from 12 to 14, sometimes 15 hours per day, 7 days a week. I do not have any type of social life because I spend the majority of the time researching all of this information, putting the videos together, and making sure it gets out to you. The amount of money that I receive from YouTube puts me, 400 hours per month. What I made last month, I think it puts me at about $6.25 an hour. Now, the YouTube trolls and debunkers will say, well, get off your rear end and go get a real job. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm retired. I don't have to go out and get a job. I don't have to do what these idiots tell me to do. But I've dedicated a lot of time and a lot of my own money into new computers, new computer systems. I actually had to upgrade my internet service from just your regular household to business speed, because uploading a YouTube video can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Well, now I'm able to upload that, in a matter of minutes. But, that additional cost of $210 per month just for that high-speed internet, yes, that's coming out of my pocket. The amount of time that we invest is very crucial. I don't just go and put pictures in a video and shoot it out there and hope people watch it. So YouTube is at a very, very critical area right now, and they're trying to recoup all this money from the YouTube creators who actually bring in the money. If you didn't have any videos to watch, they wouldn't have anywhere to put the banner ads on the videos. Therefore, it cancels each other out. And it's actually very sad, because out of $1, Google takes 75% of it. A little bit goes to YouTube, and a tiny portion goes to the actual creator. It's a pretty bad situation. Unless you have 10 million viewers and you're getting 1 million views per video, hey, you're barely making it each and every month. So, I was reading over some information and I came across CNBC because I know that they did a story on what was happening at YouTube. I want you to listen to this because this is very crucial. And I was in the advertising industry, ladies and gentlemen, for 22 years. It is a cutthroat industry. You have no friends, you just have competitors. And when it comes to advertising, if I was the company and you were the advertiser, I want my ads to appear in certain places. So basically what happened is major sponsors like Coca-Cola, General Motors, and Warner Brothers, their ads were appearing on YouTube videos that were promoting terrorism and hate speech and harassment and debunking and all of this nonsense. Well, what type of multi-million-dollar company wants their ads appearing on that type of content? Well, a Wall Street Journal reporter saw this, reported it to these corporations, and these corporations went absolutely haywire on Google and YouTube, basically saying, what in the hell are you doing putting our ads on content like that? And then they pulled all their money. I would have done the same thing. As a business owner, I would have done the same identical thing. Why would I want my ads, like for instance, on an internet site? Why would I want my ads for my legitimate business running next to pornography ads or terrorism ads? What does that say? That's ridiculous. Very, very bad management at Google and YouTube, and they were basically sitting there reaping the benefits of all of the money coming in from the sponsors and advertisers, and all of the YouTube creators sitting back, spending hours and hours and hours just to make a few pennies. But there are going to be some good things coming out of this. But let's listen to this CNBC article, because this is where the truth comes out. And eventually, you'll see who's responsible for all of this. So let's just take a listen.
I think the brand safety issue that we're referring to, about which is the placement of advertising online, or the inability to control it, when you have what is known as uncurated content. That's when you and I can put content on on YouTube and there is no control, is a critical issue. And we've made some moves. I mean, I think boycotting, suspension of advertising on YouTube, there may be an argument. Boycotting what is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful mediums, doesn't make sense. So, we have a $75 billion media book. Just under $5 billion last year went to Google. More than twice the next biggest set of channels, if you like, which is traditional channels, and 3 times bigger than Facebook. You can't say that it makes sense to deny clients or
you
stop.
Absolutely can, Martin, if that is an association with some extremist material.
Well, yes, you're right in the sense that one incident is extremely damaging. But actually, if you look at it relatively in terms of size and scale, it is, to be fair, not of significant proportion. What you have to do is, and this comes back to this issue that we failed to define, and when I say we, it's primarily Google and Facebook failed to take responsibility for. They are media companies. They're not technology companies. They can't masquerade as technology companies, and they're responsible, just like you and everybody else, for the content that goes out on the channel, and they have to take responsibility.
And I remember from my 1990.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you caught exactly what that man said. And he is the CEO of WPP, one of the largest international advertising companies in the entire world. They paid Google $5 billion. $5 billion to represent their clients for banner advertisements on Google and YouTube channels. $5 billion, ladies and gentlemen. This is all about money. And it boils down to all about money with the little YouTube channels. Because if you're investing 400 hours a month and they're taking all of your money, robbing all of your money because of their mistakes, that's a real kick in the balls. Now, it's not anything to do with censorship, but they're trying to make their advertisers happy. They're trying to bring them back, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So let's continue to listen to this gentleman, because he is one of the smartest men in the world pertaining to digital advertising.
6 Defamation Act, repetition of a libel or repetition of a defamation is still a defamation, even if you didn't originate that source. Well, if you put it out there, if CNBC put it out there, some extremist video, what have you, it would be a repetition.
And Facebook is equally in the same situation as Google, because it has content on its channel that sits there, extremist content, which they haven't edited out and effectively censored. And I think they have to do that. They have to take responsibility. This is what the issue is about. Now, we've got some technology that we just put in place in the last 24, 48 hours with Google's cooperation to monitor. I don't think you can make things 100% brand safe in this area. What you have to do is to point out the risks. But you can go through what we call whitelisting and blacklisting. So you clearly identify the sites on which you are prepared for your content to appear, and you clearly blacklist and eradicate those sites which you're not prepared to. So you can deal with it in an effective way. Up to now, it clearly hasn't been dealt with effectively.
How would you rate Google's handling of the situation so far, then?
They've stepped up to it, actually. Eventually, I mean, it took a bit of pressure. This started with Snapchat. Actually, there was an advertiser whose content appeared adjacent to a porn celebrity's blog on Snapchat within 48 hours of them going of IPO and listing in the States. That was the first sort of trigger, and then we had this series of incidents in the UK and series of withdrawals, and it spread a bit into the US and I think into Australia as well, if I remember rightly. And then we've had, in a similar way, we've had the fake news issue in Germany, where the German government is threatening to fine any one of the channels, the social channels or search channels, up to 50 million euros for each incident. And then in Vietnam, a week ago, the government has called in media owners, agencies and clients. It's a little bit different because it's more political. It's criticism on social networks of the government and government policy, which they're concerned about. So it's just flashpoints. And the fundamental issue is Google and Facebook account for 75% of digital advertising. Digital advertising is 30% of the market. So you do the maths, it's over 20% of worldwide advertising is controlled by Google and Facebook. With duopolistic control or influence comes responsibility.
Sure.
And last time I checked, Google's revenues and margins and Facebook's revenues and margins, they were certainly, I look at them with some degree of envy, it's true, but it does. With authority or position comes responsibility, and they've got to step up, take responsibility.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Responsibility. Yes, they're going to take responsibility, but they're going to trigger their responsibility all the way down to the YouTube creators by hitting them in the pockets. Now, one thing that I did touch on whenever I had my conversation with the YouTube representative, they actually volunteered the information, and YouTube, not too long ago, they wanted to get into the live streaming end of the advertising market. So they basically invented their own live streaming through Google Hangouts. Well, fortunately and unfortunately, for YouTube channels like mine, I do use the live streaming every now and then through the Google Hangouts. What's going to occur within the next 30 days is any YouTube channel, whether you are monetized for ads or not, if you are going to be using your YouTube live streaming privileges for harassment or hate speech or bullying, your YouTube channel is going to be terminated. If you use your Google Hangout live streaming privileges and you are swearing and cursing, you're going to be terminated. And this is something that they should have done a long time ago, but monitoring this type of activity is very hard. They're going to be utilizing this type of termination based on you, the viewer. So if you're viewing a live stream Hangout video, from YouTube, and they are sitting on that Hangout live stream, cursing and swearing and harassing and bullying other YouTube channels or other individuals and people. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is report them, and YouTube will actually go back, monitor that video, and as soon as they see the content, that's it. You're gone. You'll be terminated. Now, I do know some of these debunking channels, they utilize this live streaming because they're able to bring in a lot of other debunkers and YouTube trolls into one YouTube hangout, and everybody's able to spew their hatred and their lies, and it's basically easy harassment. It happens to me all the time. Now, as far as using other people's personal information, that's going to terminate your channel immediately. It happened to a YouTube channel, which is just an absolutely ridiculous channel. This Logan Runnin', I mean, he just goes on there and spews hate and makes up all kinds of lies. Well, he got his channel terminated yesterday for showing some very controversial content, using people's names, slandering them, and bingo, all it took was one complaint and his channel was terminated. Now, I did talk with the individual at YouTube about this so-called debunking, these debunking organizations. They said they are working at it, and if you're not going to be using your own content, then strikes are going to be placed against your YouTube channel. You get 3 strikes, ladies and gentlemen, you're gone. Your channel is terminated. There's no way to appeal it, and they're in the process of doing all of this. And these debunking channels are a real pain because as you're trying to inform people about a certain subject, you know, there are government-paid organizations that put together these groups, and they do pay them. We've gone over this before, and they are targeting you, the viewer, and they're targeting me, the creator. They want to change your mind, and, you know, sometimes it's effective, but more times or not, you know, it's just a nuisance. So as time goes on, these channels are going to be terminated. If they happen to pop back up and continue with their antics, they're just going to be terminated over and over and over again. So very, very critical information that has been coming out, and this has everything to do with the information that myself and others are trying to bring to you. Now, just yesterday, BP Earthwatch, I'm a big fan of Jesse's. I love his channel. I just happened to be watching one of his videos on some critical information, and I do go to the BP Earthwatch internet website because Jesse's got a fantastic website, and I utilize it every single day. When I jumped on there to go and click on some Sechi footage and some SDO footage, somebody hijacked his entire website and redirected it to their own. Now, I left a comment under his video and said, hey, listen, you better go check your website because somebody hijacked it. It's now going to mrcomet.com. Well, you know, thankfully, I don't know if he got that message or recognized the problem, but he was able to fix it and regain his website. Ladies and gentlemen, they do this to YouTube channels also. And the reason why is to shut the channel down. And that all resorts back to the whole government trolling operation. So YouTube is actually working on it. However, what they're doing to the content creators is absolutely awful. And in order for us to continue investing all of this time, well, we're going to have to resort to other things. And something that I've never done before, I've never asked any viewers or any subscribers to financially support this YouTube channel. I've never done that. I don't sell shirts. I don't sell hats. I don't sell keychains and coffee cups because I think that's a little tacky. Although I've had, hundreds and hundreds of people ask me, hey, I'd love a Planet X t-shirt. Well, I do have a friend of mine in the business that does manufacture t-shirts for a lot of sports teams, and, we've thrown the idea around. I'm still thinking about it. But anyways, what I've had to do is if you go to the Nibiru channel or the Planet X News channel, what I've had to do, I've actually had to set up a PayPal account. So if you want to or you're willing to donate and support this channel, you can, whether you want to donate $1, $5, or $20. That is up to you. We've chosen to use PayPal because it is a secure, encrypted website where, you can send money, you can donate money, whatever you want to do. Now, I don't have keychains and coffee cups to give you for your donations, but what that will do is that will allow us to continue investing the hours and the days and the weeks and the months to bring you this information. And let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, you pay for your cable TV, you pay for your internet access at home, you pay for your cell phone, and you pay big money for all of these items. If you just take a look at cable TV, there's nothing to watch. Maybe a few channels here and there, but the majority of cable TV sucks. A lot of people watch YouTube because now you can cast the YouTube video directly onto your big flat screen TV at home, and it's just like you're watching an ordinary channel on cable TV. The best part about it is you don't need a DVR because you can watch it whenever you want, and you can go back and rewatch it. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it on Twitter. You can do whatever you want with it. So what we've done is if you click on any one of the videos, and I'm going to go ahead and just mute this, and here you'll see the advertisement coming up. This is a full page ad on one of my videos. Now they're kind of critiquing the kind of videos that are showing up on certain channels. Now, what you're seeing here is an advertisement by Ancient Earth, the crustacean. And this is by Curiosity Stream. And I don't know exactly what this advertiser is, but they've chose to advertise on my channel. This is a full channel ad. And yes, you can skip through it, but this is what they're paying for. Now, whenever you go into this video, if you go down here and you click in the description box, where usually I'll put links if I'm using, articles and I want you to link to them and go read them for yourself, I'll put them in this description box. What we've had to do is if you want to donate and support the Nibiru channel or the Planet X News channel, now you can do that. The very first hyperlink will be to the PayPal account for Planet X News. You can click on that link. You can go directly to that website, which is for Planet X News. And very, very self-explanatory, very, very easy. You can click on that link. And if you want to donate $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever you want to donate to keep the channel up and running, you can now do safely and securely by using either a credit card or your debit card, bank card. They take MasterCard, Visa, whatever it is. Again, I really don't like doing something like this, but when you're investing 400 hours a month, 100 hours a week, and then all of a sudden, a big conglomerate like Google and YouTube takes all of the money that you've earned legitimately, and they just take it all back because they got their butts in a pickle. They did the wrong thing, but they're going to pass the buck to the creator. And the creators aren't the ones who place the ads. So if ads for Coca-Cola were appearing on terrorism and hate speech videos, well, that's YouTube's fault, not ours. But we are taking the blame and the brunt of these actions by these big, massive corporations. The big guy squashing the little guy. And we need to stay up and running, ladies and gentlemen. We need to keep bringing this information to you. Now, one other thing that we've done, and again, you can go right to the first link in the description box under any of the videos. You can click on it and you can support this channel if you want to. Now, I've always had a Planet X News website. All of my videos, and the link for this is in the description box, www.nibiruplanetx2016.com. You could go to this website. If you don't want to go to YouTube, you can go to this website, and every one of my videos is posted here within minutes of being up on YouTube. Now, not only are the videos here, but this also gives me the opportunity to write articles. And I do write articles, and I do post them on the Nibiru Planet X 2016 website. I also have the opportunity to share some extraordinary photographs, which I can't do on YouTube unless I just put them into a video. Now, I also put a lot of information up here on articles. Like I said, I write the articles and I put them up here, and it's very easy to navigate. And I just did a couple articles. Here's one right here about all of the flooding that occurred in Colombia, and this was a very tragic situation. And I try to report about the weather and things that things that are happening. And there are pictures and headings, and it's not, some big fancy website where I had to spend thousands and thousands of dollars building. I built this right through Blogger, which once again is a Google product. As you see, there's no ads anywhere on this website. But you can sit there comfortably, read the articles. You can sit there comfortably, look at the photographs. You can sit there and you can click on any one of the videos. And when you're here on the Planet X News website, you don't have to worry about these scumbags that are sitting there calling you names and spewing their hate in the comment section. So we have to resort to this. I wish there was another way to do it, but there just isn't. When your back's against the wall, you have to start doing other things. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support and donate and keep this channel alive, in the description box, there is the link. www.paypal.com Planet X News. Just click on the link. It's all self-explanatory. And here, let me like my own video. Bingo. And whenever you get into this section here, ladies and gentlemen, you can share it to Facebook, Twitter, your Google Plus, and a lot of other different platforms, and getting the video information out there. So if anyone has any questions pertaining to what I've talked about here today, you can drop me an email at Nibiru PlanetX 2016 at gmail.com. And, ladies and gentlemen, I get about 1,000 emails a day. I'm not able to answer every single email, but I do try to get to them. I get to about 250 emails a day, reading them, going through the photographs and the video, and putting that all together in files, and it takes a long time. I am up every single day at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there are days that I do not move out of my office seat, well, sometimes till 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. It makes for a very, very long day, and a lot of information is absorbed, and by the end of that day, you have a splitting headache. So once again, if you'd like to donate or support the Nibiru channel or the Planet X News channel, simply go to the description box under each video, click on the PayPal link, and your support will be greatly appreciated. This is Scott from Planet X News and the Nibiru channel. Thank all of you. I thank every one of you for subscribing and being a loyal follower to this channel. And stay tuned.